Veteran Salute is sponsored by the Devon James Injury Lawyers.
A World War II veteran says even though he had a farm deferment, he didn't know if he would be drafted, so he wrote to the draft board.
As Gwen Bevel and photojournalist Nicholas Kiefer show us, Johnie Martin was soon off to war.
Martin says part of his job during the war was to release American prisoners of war. He says he kept looking for his brother the entire time. He was a B-17 co-pilot and was held prisoner for 19 months. Both made it home from the war alive.
Somewhere in Italy it says.
A letter home from Private Johnie Martin.
Saw a lot of things I never expected to see.
The young draftee also saw war firsthand.
Here's a picture of me when I first went in.
And Martin says he was given quite the welcome.
Some guy that got there a day or two before me, when I came in the gate, he said, "You're going to be sorry."
He says after a long voyage overseas,
44th?
the 44th Infantry Division started moving in from the south.
I got on the front line about 5 days after the invasion.
He was part of a heavy weapons company.
I didn't have to carry a rifle, but we carried the machine gun on the Jeep, and then when we needed it, we'd get and set it up wherever we needed to.
Martin says World War II was brutal.
That's a German medal there.
He says one mortar alone took many lives.
We fired over in there and they said we killed 1,100 Germans. And that's how I got the Bronze Star.
Martin has that and other memories in this keepsake box, although he says there's no forgetting the coldest winter he's ever experienced.
I went for 6 months without taking a bath and never slept in a bed for the whole winter.
And he remembers well when they saw the Statue of Liberty once again.
It just made you feel proud, you know, that you were coming home to a country like this.
These stars and stripes that once flew over the nation's capital still grace Martin's wall, a gift from now Secretary of State Mike Pompeo.
He found out I'd been in the service and that kind of thing, so he sent me that.
Martin says he's proud to have served.
That's a smaller picture of my platoon.
And he hopes future generations will realize the sacrifices made by these young men.
We ought to be grateful for everything that we have and realize what people have done in order that we'd have this freedom and the best country in the world to live in.
Martin says he made a return trip to Europe years later and says it was really something to see all those places he once stood as a very young soldier. Here for you, Gwen Bevel, KSN News 3.
The Devon James Injury Lawyers here, and it's our privilege to introduce to you the Veteran of the Week, and that's Corporal Johnie Martin, who served our country in the 44th Infantry Division in World War II. On behalf of all of Kansas, thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Veteran Salute is sponsored by the Devon James Injury Lawyers.